The story of this issue took place on December 15, 2014. An aircraft with flight number 6780, getting ready to fly from Aberdeen, Scotland to the Shetland Islands. The plane on this flight, it's from Saab, developed by Scania, 50-seat high-speed turbo-proplinear airliner, Saab 2000. Shetland Islands. It is an independent island in the northeast of Scotland. There are 20,000 people on this island. The most convenient way to travel is by plane. The airport at the southern tip of the island is called Fort Samuel Airport. There are only a few flights here every day. This flight is carrying 30 passengers, a flight attendant, 2 drivers. A total of 33 people were carried. The captain of this flight was 41 years old. The co-pilot was a 35-year-old woman. The pilots have extensive flying experience. But for the Saab 2000 models on this flight, 2 people don't have much driving experience. This will be a very important factor in this accident. I'll explain later. The flight time for this flight is only about 65 minutes. After a brief stop at Fort Sam, the crew will fly the same plane back. So the plane was loaded with enough fuel for the round trip. There are frequent storms and hurricanes in the local winter. The day of the incident was no exception. The tower informed the crew. ATIS at the destination due to weather conditions. Temporarily unavailable. Therefore, critical meteorological information cannot be provided to the crew. The captain also complained a few words casually. Fortunately, the captain also simulated in advance preparedness for severe weather. Runway 27 was open to the public that night. The airport is located at the southernmost tip of the entire island, surrounded by the sea on 3 sides. Therefore, Flight 6780 chose to enter from the east side of the airport. It's snowing at the airport right now. The track is slippery. Visibility is only 1 kilometer, and radar shows the tail of the runway appears. A big single storm. Updraft and downdraft, sudden wind shear. This will bring a lot of variables to the landing of the plane. The captain decided to abort the advance and circled nearby. But this is the moment. A bolt of lightning struck the plane and through the entire fuselage. Although the captain was intimidated by the strong light, but he didn't panic, because according to statistics, an average aircraft is struck by lightning 1.5 times a year, and the captain has simulated it many times. He's just worried that the autopilot has been damaged. Therefore, it was decided to manually control the aircraft. But something terrible happened. The joystick can't be pulled. The captain tried my best, but nothing worked. Afterwards, according to the investigation, you had to pull the lever. Requires more than 80 pounds of sustained strength. Only weightlifters can do that. The captain is trying to correct the joystick at this time and planned to divert to Aberdeen Airport. But then something unexpected happened. The plane suddenly flew at a speed of 536 kilometers per hour, rushed to the sea. During this period, all controls are unresponsive. The captain and co-pilot were desperate. However, just 7 seconds before the collider surface, the joystick can suddenly be pulled up. The passenger recollected that the moment the nose of the aircraft was pulled up, it's like a roller coaster ride. Finally, Flight 6780 landed smoothly at Aberdeen Airport. None of the 33 people on board were injured. British Aeronautical Survey to investigate the cause of the accident. What causes the manual joystick to fail? Because whether it is aircraft structures or avionics systems, it didn't fail in a lightning strike. Autonomous driving is always running. The set height is 609 meters. Every time a pilot attempts to climb, autopilot will drive the driver back to the preset altitude. What caused the captain to mistake the autopilot for? Did it fail? It turns out that the captain received lightning strike training. This is the Saab 340 series. This and the Saab 2000 aircraft in the accident. There is a difference. When a Saab 340 was struck by lightning, it will automatically disconnect the autopilot. So when the real lightning strikes, the crew easily entered a cognitive tunnel. But here's the problem. Old drivers know. After the car enters autopilot mode, as soon as the owner hits the brakes, the autopilot function will be disabled. Same with airplanes. The captain's will is above autopilot. Then why did human intervention after the joystick? The autopilot has not been lifted. That's the problem. Saab 2000. Inactive aircraft. A handful of airplanes that don't carry controls. But even so, got a chilling result. Why didn't the unit find the indicator light and warning sound? The reason for the disconnection of autonomous driving. Autonomous driving displays green AP while at work. It turned out to be a random error on the computer. When disconnected, the words APR displayed in white. Now that only leaves one question. The self-driving system is like an evil spirit. Within 10 seconds of falling rapidly, in that emergency. So how does the system return to normal? Investigators analyze. Such color vision reminders may go unnoticed. Without this, a 10 million probability error. Autopilot disconnection delay of 7 seconds. Then the crew and passengers will pay a heavy price. Fortunately, there were no casualties in the accident. That's all I care about. This video comes to an end here. May the miracle happen again. May the plane crash never happen again. See you next time.